Hello, YouTube. I'm in the pool. I'm in Florida. I've finished another book. This is a 4-part series that I'm reading. I've already read Grouchy's Waterloo, The Battles of Ligny. And this one is Prelude to Waterloo, Quatre. And I have to take off my sunglasses so I'm not going to look cool anymore. It's only a 200-page book. This is by, it's the same author. It's this Andrew W. Field. I've got 2 more to read. And I do have some notes in here. 200 pages. I think it took me 2 days to read this. Okay, so I've got the bottom of the 3rd paragraph. 1, 2, 3. I know why I marked this off now. I'll just read the last couple sentences here. Frankly, the battle was there for the French to lose rather than to win. And this situation was largely due to the mistakes made by Wellington, whose legions of admirers find this difficult to acknowledge. And this is one of the things that I love about Field is even though Field himself is an Englishman, he's not afraid to criticize Wellington. And for me, Wellington is way, it's very easy for me to criticize Wellington. Wellington was fortunate, this is my own note here, he's fortunate to have had subordinates who knew enough when to ignore his orders. He's dancing at a ball while Napoleon is actually making moves. And he's giving orders based on situations that no longer exist. Gneisenau, who was Blücher's chief of staff, Gneisenau was kind of like the Moltke of his day. Gneisenau did not trust Wellington. And this guy says right in the book that we all know that Wellington misled Blücher. The question for historians now is whether it was a deliberate misleading or not. I'm not going to say that he deliberately misled him. I think Wellington didn't understand the situation. Gneisenau was the Moltke of his day. Yes. I read this book on Leipzig, which was, just as important, if not more, than Waterloo. And there was this wonderful part in that book where some guy is looking for Blücher. He finds Blücher, and Blücher is sitting in this farmhouse smoking a pipe and drinking wine. And the guy is concerned about what's going on, and he says, what about this, this, and this? And Blücher just kicks his feet back and says, Gneisenau will have thought of that. Don't worry about it. It must have been great to have a guy like that. Trying to do this in the pool, and it's not that easy. Okay, yeah, at one point, Wellington's riding along a road. Wellington still doesn't know what's going on. And Wellington is riding along this road that it's one of the roads that come together at Quatre. Quatre just means the 4 arms. And, he's about to be captured or killed. He doesn't even know that the French hold part of this road. He makes it to Quatre, figures out, that things are not going well there. And what is the first thing Wellington does? He flees the scene. He does flee the scene to hurry up the reinforcements. And really, there's no British troops in action until 3:30 p.m. And this is what Wellington writes. He writes, by God, if I had come up 5 minutes later, the battle was lost. I found the Prince of Orange just after 20 French had made a spurt at 2 of our guns. And he said, it's all over. They're driven back. Over? But what are those in the wood? Wellington just, beeping his own horn. the first time that the British troops come into action, they kill a bunch of Belgian cavalrymen. It's a Scottish division, and yeah, the first shots that they fire at Quatre, they kill some of their own people. Yeah, that's it. Just if you're familiar with Quatre, the big part of it was Kellerman's charge, and it's like 800 French cavalry basically charged 30,000 Allied soldiers, and Ney does the same kind of shit later on at Waterloo. You know, Ney was in charge of all the French forces there at Quatre Bras. Ney is a little bit like Grouchy in that, you know, Napoleon puts him in charge of this Army Corps, and he's got 2 days to figure out what the hell he's going to do, who his subordinates are, and everything. Ney made several mistakes, and, you know, they say, oh, you know, but we should give Ney credit for preventing the English from sending troops down the road and giving aid to Blucher, because Ligny is going on at the same time. But you know what? I don't think Wellington ever intended to give Blucher any aid. Napoleon did not expect Ligny to be such a horrific battle. Yeah, they make it was definitely a French victory, but I don't think the French army was in any shape to do anything after Ligny. Nobody was. Well, it's just another reason to dislike Wellington here. The King of Belgium or whatever gave him this Bossu wood, which was a big part of the area around Quatre Bras. He gifted it to Wellington, the grateful king of the Netherlands, after the Battle of Waterloo, gave it to the Duke, and the first thing that fucker does was he has this Bossu wood cut down and the timber sold. I don't know, was Wellington out of money? It's hard to believe. And here's something that I missed. Oh. Okay. There's this guy named Thurn und Taxis. He's the Bavarian liaison officer to the Prussian army who kept a diary, and, you know, somebody that kept a diary, you can't go back and change it, so it's likely to be accurate. He wrote that Wellington promised to send 20,000 men from his army by 3 o'clock to Blucher, and it never happened. So that's just another part of, you know, Wellington misleading Blucher. Great book, 200 pages. I'm already into book number 3 from the Andrew W. Field set. After that one, I have one more, and then I got this Hofschrauer book too that I'm going to read. So, thanks for watching, and that's it.